Yeah, hi everyone. So in this session, we are going to discuss about how to orchestrate our workflow. Okay, so workflow means it's a kind of sequence of various actions that should be performed for a specific requirement. Okay, so how to orchestrate the entire workflow that we are going to discuss about, and then from the AWS side, what is the service they are providing it to orchestrate our workflow. So yeah, that is a topic we are going to discuss about today. So for mainly we are going to focus on AWS step function, and then using step function, how to orchestrate our workflow, and then what are the key concept it actually has. And finally, we have a demo part. So in the demo part, we are going to do some small workflow orchestration. We are uh, going to do it. Okay. So yeah. So generally, how the orchestrator it's working, it's actually managing the various services. So it will be act as a intermediate service. Okay. So it will invoke the particular service, and then it will get that response, and then it will send the response to some other service. It's a kind of intermediate service. So it will orchestrate, it will organize all the set of process, it will do it. Okay, so that same thing in AWS step functions, state machine is actually doing it. State machine is a collections of state that define the workflow in the step function. Okay, it represent the process you want to automate, and with each state represent the step that to be processed. Okay, and then the state machine is defined using state language, Amazon state language, which is JSON based language to specify our state transition and behavior. Okay, so the main purpose is it will help you to orchestrating your microservices, and if you want to do any automated batch processing also, it will help you, and then managing long running workflow also we can do it. Okay, so okay, let's come to the basic unit, which is called states. So states are individual steps in our state machine. Each state represent a task or some actions to be performed. So that is we are calling as a state. Okay, there are various states from this step function we can do it. Which first one is task state. It's a represent of invoking some lambda. It's actually going to do some process. Okay, you are going to invoke some lambda, or if you are going to do the API calls. This is called task state. And then we have a choice state. Based on that conditions, we can switch the state also. We can do that. We can uh, send the flow based on the condition from one task to another task. That's also we can do it. And then simultaneously we can execute the tasks with using parallel state. Okay, and then we can use wait state, which will help you to make some delay. Okay, to perform some app operation. Okay, so that's we can do it with the wait state. And then we have a pause state also, which is it's not going to do anything. It's just going to get the input, and then it's going to send the input to the next state without doing any performance. Okay, that is a pause state. And then we have a fail state also, which indicates if anything went wrong in your workflow. So we can uh, identify with the failed state. Okay, once the workflow is failed, using this failed state, we can do some alert notification also. We can do that. Okay, and then success state that indicates your entire workflow it's completed. So that's a conformed state. Okay, and then we can map the state also, which is runs the set of steps for each items in an array and allowing for dynamic iteration. So that map state also we can do it. Okay, so general purpose, it's you can handling errors also. We can do it, making decisions and coordinating parallel tasks. We can do it through this state. Okay, so the next one, yeah, the tasks which are the specific requirement, specific functionality which we want to perform. Okay, so it could be a lambda invoke. Okay, what are the supported task type it's from the step function is doing it. So from AWS side out, AWS lambda also we can invoke, and then we can invoke AWS batch operation, do some batch processing. That's also we can do it. We can invoke Amazon ECS Fargate that container service also we can trigger that, and then we can perform operations on DynamoDB tables. We can do it, and then we can invoke some machine learning tasks also. We can do it, and then we can invoke, like we can make API calls to API gateway endpoints. So these are the tasks uh, supporting by step functions. Okay, so these are the things from the key concept wise. These are the things step function it has. Now let's move to the demo part. In this demo, we are going to look into about how to build the simple workflow with AWS CDK. Okay, so through the CDK, how can build the Lambda, and then how to invoke the Lambda. These everything we discussed in the previous session. So now we are going to build the state functions that going to invoke a sequence of Lambda. That's going. We are going to look into it. Okay, so let me share my screen again. Yeah. Yes. So this is the project which is a AWS CDK project. So the entire series we are using Golang. So yeah, here in this is the entry file. The developer.cs, the series.go is the entry file. So here we can see I'm creating the Lambda. It's a task A Lambda. Okay. And then below I'm creating task B Lambda. Okay. And then I'm creating step function task. So I'm just configuring this Lambda is my step function task, and then it should be invoked. Okay, so I'm the output, um, I'm getting it from the payload. This is the object I'm getting it. Okay, and then this is the configuration for Lambda task, and then here I'm orchestrating the flow. Okay, the workflow I'm orchestrating. So task A, and then the next should be task B. So this is how I'm orchestrating that chain. Okay, the workflow chain. So and then 58 line number 61, I'm configuring my state machines, and then the state machines I'm define my workflow chain. Okay, and then finally I'm 67, I'm returning the ARN just for verifications. Okay, so this is how we have to orchestrate our flow with the CDK. So now let's check the Lambda functions. Let's see what it's actually doing. So in the functions folder, you can see task A and the task B. Task A is just that is your entry Lambda. It just if you are going to pass any input to the Lambda, it will get it, and then it's doing some operations. So it's assign some value 42 and success something. It's doing it, and then it's written task A result. It's returning it. Okay, and then the task B, it will receive the input from task A. Okay, so that is the input. It's actually getting it, and then we are inserting the input message into task B result. We are just assigning it. Okay, so the final result should be task B completed, and then task A message also we can see it, and then the additional values we can see. Okay, this is how this is the expected result we need. So now let's deploy this workflow. So our cloud formation template is created. CDK. Okay, now the CDK stack is deployed. Now let's go to the AWS console. Let me share my screen again. Hope the screen is visible. Yeah. So now let's go to the step function. So yeah, here the step function is created. My state machine. So there is no execution. Let's execute it. I'm just giving the message. Yeah. So my Lambda also getting executed. This is the starting point. My Lambda got invoked, and then the state input is hello world. Okay. And then the state outputs. So it's performing some operation and then it's returning task A completed successfully, and this is the value it's doing it. And then now let's go to the lambda b. So here we can see what is the input for lambda b. The output of the lambda a, it's going to input of lambda b. Okay. And then final output, lambda b output is, this is the message we are getting, a task be completed and received the data. So this is the data we received from task A. So that details we can see it here. And then additional, it's whatever details we need, we can add it. So it's just returning some data. Okay. So this is how we have to orchestrate our workflow from the state machine using the state functions. Okay. So the entire code, it's available. You can go and check the AWS developer series. So there is a step functions. Yeah. So the entire code and samples, everything is available here. You can go and do it by yourself. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's all about this today's session, guys. Okay. So we will meet in the next upcoming session. Yeah. Thanks everyone. Thank you.